You and me, right? It was the question and the answer, our private shorthand for everything that mattered. Ben would say it with a soft smile when my world felt like it was spinning out of control. I'd whisper it back, my hand finding his, a silent pact that we were a team. For 6 years, that simple phrase was the emotional bedrock of our marriage, a constant in a world of variables. It was the one thing I knew to be true. So when Ben began to drift, I clung to it. His presence became a silhouette in our home, his mind lost behind a laptop screen late into the night. Just a brutal deadline, Chloe, he'd say, the excuse wearing thin. I chose to believe him, to be the patient wife. I had to. Our entire history was built on the trust, on the sacred, unspoken power of you and me. The breaking point arrived on an unremarkable Tuesday. Our son, Owen, had a slight fever, so I had the baby monitor on my nightstand, its quiet static a comforting presence. Ben was in his study, supposedly wrestling with blueprints. I was just on the edge of sleep when a voice crackled through the speaker, jolting me awake. It was Ben's. He must have forgotten the receiver was active in his room. For a second, I smiled. But then the tone of his voice registered and the smile vanished. It wasn't his tired, professional voice. It was a low, intimate murmur. It was the voice he saved for me, for the quiet moments in the dark after the world had gone to sleep. I heard a faint, choked sob from the other end of his call, and a knot of pure ice formed in my stomach. Hey, listen to me, he whispered, his voice a balm intended for someone else's wound. We knew this would be hard. But we'll get through it. We always do. There was a pause, a breath. And then he delivered the killing blow. He spoke the words that were supposed to be the key to a room only I could enter. You and me, right? My own breath caught in my throat. The air turned thin and sharp. He had taken our creed, the very soul of our bond, and offered it as a cheap comfort to another woman. It was a violation more profound than any physical act. He hadn't just cheated, he had plundered our history, looted our most sacred memories. Our entire foundation was a lie, and the phrase that defined it was nothing more than a line he used. I lay frozen in the dark, the words echoing in the silent room. He was building a world with someone else using the very blueprint he had designed with me. The phrase that had once been my sanctuary now felt like a brand on my skin, marking me as a fool. I didn't move, I didn't make a sound. I just let the static of the monitor fill the void where my trust used to be. The 4 words that had once built my world had just leveled it to the ground, and I was buried somewhere in the rubble.